Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is more likely to quietly move ahead in his career rather than just talk about it. You won't hear him boasting or making grand promises, but you'll notice steady progress if you pay attention. But his hard work usually pays off in the long run, even if his achievements aren't flashy.
Can he bounce back from failure?
He won't break down or make a big scene when things go wrong at work. He simply keeps going quietly and steadily. Even if he feels disappointed, he doesn't let it show, and he isn't likely to lose his temper or complain loudly. He'll try to fix the problem on his own, sometimes even shutting people out.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work might find him a bit distant or hard to connect with, but he's not the type to start fights. He can come across as cold or unfriendly because he doesn't show much warmth or go out of his way to please others. While he won't win any popularity contests, he's also not someone who causes trouble or drama.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he might not show much emotion or excitement about it. He isn't the type to celebrate loudly or feel jealous, but he also might not give you the praise and encouragement you're hoping for. He will stay calm and won't act insecure or try to compete with you, though he may seem a bit distant or uninterested in your achievements.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is unlikely to hold any secret grudge or feel threatened if you earn more than him. He doesn't measure himself by how much others are earning, and he won't make your success a problem between you two. Instead, he'll quietly accept the situation without much fuss or drama.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very organized with money, so you might notice he sometimes forgets payments or loses track of expenses. He doesn't spend wildly on luxuries, but he's also not the careful planner who makes sure every rupee is accounted for. He doesn't waste money on big splurges, but he also doesn't plan well for the future.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He doesn't pretend to be richer than he is or put on a show for others. He mostly lives within his means, not getting carried away by what others think or trying to impress them with flashy things. Still, he's honest about his situation and doesn't run after a lifestyle he can't support.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's not very open handed or emotionally generous, and you might not see big acts of kindness or thoughtful gestures from him. He isn't stingy for the sake of being mean, but he also doesn't go out of his way to help or share, either with money or with time. He isn't harsh, but warmth and giving just aren't his habits.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He isn't secretive or controlling when it comes to money. In fact, he's likely to be quite straightforward simply because he doesn't put much emotion or drama into these things. He doesn't hide things from you, but he might forget to mention important updates because money isn't top of mind for him.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is not the type to speak up about who should do housework, and he won't insist that it's only your duty. But at the same time, he's not likely to take much initiative or help out without being asked. He won't fight you on it, but he also won't jump in unless you guide him.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is unlikely to step up on his own when it comes to chores or diapers. He won't naturally see what needs to be done or jump in without being asked. He also isn't the type to supervise or criticize while you're working. Instead, he may just keep to his own routine and stay out of your way. Teamwork is possible, but only if you gently and consistently remind him.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't someone who argues just to prove he's right, and you won't find him raising his voice or getting into heated debates. At the same time, he may not actively try to understand your feelings or see things from your perspective. Most of the time, he'll listen quietly or stay silent without much back and forth discussion.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays calm and doesn't turn to hurtful words or aggressive actions. He's not the type to yell, insult, or lose control. Most likely, he'll just go quiet or remove himself from the situation until he feels better. You won't have to worry about loud fights or harsh statements.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he is not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He usually stays even tempered and doesn't snap or lash out over small things. So, you are not ignoring a red flag about quick temper here.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He doesn't usually blame you for things that go wrong, but he may also not openly say sorry or take strong responsibility either. If there's a mistake, he's more likely to stay quiet and let things pass instead of making excuses or turning the blame on you. He just tends to move on without much discussion.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He isn't pushy or forceful, and if you say stop or set a limit, he will quietly accept it. He doesn't argue or challenge your decisions. He simply backs off and gives you your space.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he does not take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. If you say you're tired or don't feel like it, he won't sulk, complain, or make you feel guilty. With him, you can say no without fear of a big reaction or emotional fallout.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He isn't the type who will use your secrets or personal experiences against you, even in an argument or tough time. He keeps things to himself and doesn't look for ways to hurt or embarrass you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He isn't the kind to chase after attention or flirt just for fun. Most of the time, he keeps to himself and doesn't seek out excitement or new relationships outside what he already has.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive or the type to act jealous and controlling. He doesn't keep close watch over where you go or who you talk to, and he won't question you out of suspicion. His nature is more relaxed, and he tends to give space rather than try to control anyone.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side isn't a cover for being controlling. He doesn't step in to make rules for you or try to manage your choices under the excuse of caring. His way of caring is quiet and hands off. He's not interested in controlling your life.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is more likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting, mainly because he doesn't naturally notice or take charge of family responsibilities. He won't openly say it's all your job, but you might find yourself handling most tasks unless you clearly ask for help. Teamwork won't happen on its own. You'll need to talk things through and make plans together if you want shared effort.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and won't lose his temper. He isn't the type to yell, shame, or react harshly when things go wrong at home. Instead, he's likely to stay quiet or step back, letting the situation settle down on its own.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will quietly support your role as both a mother and your own person without making demands or setting strict limits on what you do. He won't try to tell you how to live your life, and he'll usually give you the freedom to follow your own choices, whether at home or in your career. You'll have independence, but you might wish for more shared joy and active partnership.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he is not the kind of man who will suddenly ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He is unlikely to interfere with your work decisions or expect you to change your path for his sake. If you have a child, he won't start making new demands or set unexpected conditions about your job.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to just act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth to your parents. He won't go out of his way to build a close bond, spend extra time, or express his feelings openly around them. His style is quiet respect, not deep family closeness. He won't expect your family to change for him, but he also won't put much effort into adjusting to them himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and quietly. He isn't the type to raise his voice or jump into arguments, and he won't add fuel to the fire by making harsh remarks or taking things personally. He prefers peace, even if it means staying on the sidelines.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he's not the kind of man who acts modern with you but expects you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He is quietly consistent with how he treats you, both alone and in front of others, and doesn't set double standards for your behavior. You'll have the freedom to be yourself without hidden expectations or pressure to perform.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will most likely stay out of it rather than openly support you or side with his family. He isn't someone who jumps into conflicts or takes a strong stand no matter which side. He prefers to keep peace by stepping back and letting things calm down on their own.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is not a mummy's boy, and you won't find him blindly following what his mother says or always taking her side. At the same time, he doesn't naturally step in during conflicts or take strong stands for anyone, including you. You'll find him neutral, never against you, but not strongly fighting for you either.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He's not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He keeps personal matters to himself and doesn't feel comfortable discussing intimate issues, even with family. You can feel safe that your arguments or sensitive moments won't become family gossip.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man means living with someone steady, quiet, and dependable, but not very expressive or emotionally involved. Every day you'll find peace and little drama. He won't pick fights or create chaos, and he lets you have your own space.